Thank you very much, Program Director, Dr. Masuk. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Mr. Jacob Zuma, Honorable Ministers, Deputy Ministers, and other distinguished guests, Commissioners, starting with the Chairperson of the Commission, Commissioner Glenn Mashinini, Commissioner Bongani Finga, Commissioner Judge Makanya, and our brand new Commissioner, Commissioner Janet Laff. Let me also express our gratitude to the leadership of the Electoral Commission present here, the provincial electoral officers, senior managers of the organization, and our staff of the Electoral Commission. And I also want to, in advance, express our gratitude to those thousands of electoral staff who, on the day of the elections, will be representing this organization. Let me also express our appreciation to honorable leaders of political parties present here today, and ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege and honor, on behalf of the Electoral Commission, to close these proceedings with a vote of thanks to all our guests here today and to those who made this event possible. But before I do that, allow me to take this opportunity to briefly reflect on the key challenges which face us all as partners in electoral democracy, especially as we move towards the 2016 local government elections. Our immediate and most pressing challenge is to ensure that over the next 78 days, we ensure that South Africa is ready to elect almost 11,000 representatives for the country's 257 municipal councils on the 3rd of August. As we indicated, our logistical preparations are well advanced and on track. I am pleased, on behalf of the Commission, also to announce that last week we launched a new online candidate nomination system through which political parties can submit their candidate list via the internet. It is one of the innovations that we introduced for these elections. The system is designed to speed up and simplify the process of submitting candidate nomination lists for elections by allowing political parties to capture their own information ahead of time and then submit electronically via the internet ahead of the deadline. Among the key benefits of the systems are the following factors. Parties can capture their own information, reducing errors and the time required in their submissions. Real-time verification of eligibility of candidates. Electronically generated acceptance of nomination forms, obviating the need to manually complete forms for each candidate. Access to a payment gateway to facilitate ease of payment. Exporting and importing spreadsheets for each municipality to allow for copy and paste of candidate data that may be in existence for political party databases. The system is also available for independent candidates to use. We're trying to make sure that it is easier and simpler for candidates and political parties to participate in the process. On the human resources front, we are well advanced with the recruitment and training of more than 220,000 election officials who will oversee voting and counting, as well as voting on special voting and election days. Improved training of both our staff as well as party agents has been identified as a key area of importance in our ongoing engagement with political parties, and we have enhanced and expanded our training program for this election to make it easier, as I've suggested, for both the political parties but also for our staff. Because if this becomes possible, it is much more easier also for the electorate to participate in the process. Over the 2 registration weekends in March and April, a total of 1.3 million new registrations were recorded, bringing the total number of 26.3 million, or approximately 77% of the eligible voting population, being on our voters' roll. This was almost 2.5 times more voters who visited a voting station than during the 2 registration weekends for the previous municipal elections in 2011. Registration will continue at our offices, as you may be aware, until proclamation of the election date by the Minister of COGTA. Distinguished guests, friends and fellow South Africans, I cannot speak about the voters' roll without reflecting on the events of the past few months and days relating to the issue of the addresses on the voters' roll. I cannot, of course, comment directly on the matter which is before the Constitutional Court or the Constitutional Court is seized with as we speak. And I think all of us are eagerly awaiting the judgment thereof. But I do want to take the opportunity to echo Chief Justice during the last Monday's hearing on the case, in which he urged all parties and stakeholders in electoral democracy to work together to find not only an interim solution for this election, but to ensure that the accuracy and the completeness of the voters' roll for the long term is ensured. The voters' roll is the cornerstone of a free and fair election, and we all share a common vision for a voters' roll which meets the highest standards set by our law and the international best practice. Achieving this goal as soon as possible over the coming months and years will require us all to work together to overcome the challenges which our unique history, topography, geography, and socio-economic conditions have led to. Ladies and gentlemen, the Electoral Commission is deeply grateful to all the stakeholders, including the leaders from all levels of government, community leaders, as well as traditional leaders and civil society groups, which are working very, very hard to resolve issues in areas where we have experienced pockets of instability. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank the leaders and representatives of all political parties present here today for making the time to attend and to giving their personal prominence to the symbolic act of signing the Code of Conduct. The electoral process is a highly emotive process. We, however, wish to appeal to the political parties and leaders to be circumspect in terms of the things that they say during the process of electioneering. As a principle, we as the Commission do not respond in the media to issues leveled against us. We are satisfied that the platforms that have been created for conversation between ourselves and the political parties are sufficient to resolve whatever issues that parties may want to raise with us. You may be aware that at the national level, we've got National Party Liaison Committee, which is a forum, it's an advisory structure represented by all represented political parties, and we work very, very closely with this structure. It is a structure that also exists at the national as well as at the provincial level, rather the provincial as well as at the local level. But apart from that, as the chairperson indicated earlier on, we've got also bilateral discussions that we have with the political parties. So we use those platforms to deal with whatever issues that the political parties wish to raise with the Commission. We regard ourselves as a Commission, as a sober-minded organization and institution that does not respond emotionally to issues and requires a conversation between ourselves and our partners, the political parties, to deal with whatever issues that the political parties wish to raise with us. A special word of thanks to the Chairperson of the Electoral Court, Judge Jeremiah Shongwe, for your presence here today. Then to all the members of the diplomatic corps who are here, members of civil society groups, the media, and all of you who are here today. Thank you for your attendance. A special word of thanks to Vusi Mabusa and his colleagues from Vutela Productions for the song Sishona Khona, which they wrote for this year's elections and performed for the very first time today. The song will be made available for free download via social media platforms later this week as part of our ongoing efforts to encourage youth participation in the elections. Finally, let me also thank my fellow commissioners and the leadership and staff of the Electoral Commission who continue to work diligently and as passionately as ever to ensure that we deliver free and fair elections. We have accepted the challenge that these elections are going to be very, very difficult. But we know that with the kind of the partners we have, particularly the political parties, you will make it much more easier for us to make sure that the results of the election reflect the will of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all.